Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rita Rudner.
Appreciate your enthusiasm, because this is a very special night for me, because it's my 10th comedy special. And I haven't been doing television for a while because I've been living and working in Las Vegas for the past 16 years. I know people say, why did you do that? Why did you live in Las Vegas? And you know what, I have to tell you, strangely, it's one of the only places a comedian can have a normal life. Isn't that weird? Because I took a car to my show and the audience took a plane. And since I haven't been very visible for a while, whenever I'm walking around, people, they kind of look at me and they think they recognize me, but they're not sure from where. And I can see their brains going and they're thinking, is she a math teacher who failed me in high school? Is she a meter maid who gave me a ticket? And finally, this one guy stopped me and said, I know you from television. And I said, oh, you do? And he said, yes, you were a juror on Law and Order. And I said, yes, I was, because you know what, I'm a people pleaser. I don't want to tell anyone they're wrong. And he continued on and said, well, I thought you were right. I also thought he was guilty. And I said, well, the evidence was overwhelming. And I continued on, and another lady stopped me and said, I don't want to insult you, but you look a lot like Rita Rudner. What do you say to that? I said, well, I'm not. I was a juror on Law and Order. I wanted to stop traveling was I have a daughter, and my husband and I wanted to raise our daughter together. Strange concept. And she's 15 now. Yes, I have to say, it's not easy being a teenager. I kind of feel sorry for her. She recently sprained both of her optic nerves by rolling her eyes at me. And she used to listen to me. What happened to that? Now she only takes the advice of her peers, so I give her friend Isabella $10 a week to tell her to stand up straight. And boys are starting to come into the picture. That's going to be such a nightmare. She always had bad taste. Really, even in Gymboree, she liked the little boy with the low diapers. And all these things are going on in high school. The sexting? Well, I know. But it's hard to tell someone not to do something when you've done it yourself. Well, it was a long, long time ago, and it was on an Etch-a-Sketch. But I'm trying to not make the same mistakes my parents made. They were so overprotective. Oh my gosh, my tricycle had 7 wheels, you know, and a driver. My parents wouldn't even push me on the swing. They'd just sit me on the swing and run back and forth and say, it looks similar to this. And you can't protect a child. Things happen out in the world. Her name is Molly, so let's call her Molly. She was about 8 years old. We're in a car, and the man in the car in back of me hated me because I was driving too slowly, and he was in a hurry, and it was so important that he get to the red light in front of me. And he starts honking at me and couldn't stand it anymore. And finally, he came alongside of me and gave me the finger in the window. Is that terrible? I know, and Molly saw it. And she said, Mommy, why did Daddy make that sign at you? And the mother-daughter relationship is always a little bit tense, but we get along great. There was one time I have to tell you about. We were in London because my husband Martin, his name is Martin, so let's call him Martin. We were in London, he's English, and we were visiting his parents, and I had had enough. So, I decided to take Molly on a little trip to France and to Germany, do some sightseeing. And they check your passports very carefully when you're going through the border because they want to make sure you're not kidnapping a child. And Molly and I had just had a tremendous argument because she wouldn't put on her jacket. Because it's winter, why would you put on a jacket? And she was so angry at me. And we're going through the passport control, and the officer looked at me and then looked at Molly and said, "Is this your mother?" And Molly said, "Yes." And he said, "Is she a good mother?" And Molly said, "No, I hate her." And the officer said, "You can go, you're her mother." But time is going past so quickly, she's growing up. Oh, I remember when her favorite game was hide and seek. It was my favorite game too, because I didn't look for her right away. But she's in the 10th grade. High school's almost over. It gets so expensive. Luckily, Martin and I thought ahead, and when Molly was a baby, we put away some money for bail. So, what am I gonna do the day she leaves the house? It's gonna be excruciating. I was talking to my friend Cindy about it, and she said, "You know what, Rita, don't worry, because college is only 4 years, and then they come home and they live with you for the rest of their lives." Because she has a son, wait do you hear? He went to Ivy League college, came home, lives in the basement, and he's a bouncer. Not at a nightclub, he just has a ball and he likes to bounce it. And there are gonna be no jobs anyway. I mean, what's Molly gonna do? I was trying to think what the world is gonna need in the future, and I think what Molly should be is a tattoo remover. Because a lot of people are going to be happy with the decisions they made in their youth. And some people are gonna say, you know, I like French toast. I don't know why I seared it into my forehead. And there's so many things I don't understand about young people. Maybe you can help me. I don't understand the clothes. Young boys' clothing is getting looser and lower. Young girls' clothing is getting tighter and higher. Saw a young couple crossing the street. He was wearing a blanket. She was wearing a blindfold. Here's something I'll never understand, the pierced tongue. And I think strange things. I can't stop myself. Like, if they take it out and then they eat soup, does it fall through the hole? And it's always young people who go into body piercing. I might have figured this out. I think it's because they haven't experienced a lot of pain in their lives yet. You never see a 90-year-old person wake up and say, "You know what I'd like to do today? Just as a present to myself. Punch a hole in a tender organ." And I know tattoos are all the rage, and I would never get one, but you know what? Luckily, on my left leg, I have a vein in the shape of a ship. I don't understand the music. Madonna's music used to be shocking, but you know what it is now? It's elevator music. I was in an elevator, I heard "Like a Virgin, touched for the very first time." What's elevator music gonna be like in 30 years? Got something itching in my pants and it's swinging to and fro. But I can't scratch it, my shorts are too low. For your enjoyment, that was performed by the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. And I am an older mother. I have to tell you, we adopted Molly because, well, okay, I'll tell you, because women, we always tell strangers intimate details about our lives. We do. And I tried to get pregnant, but I couldn't. And it turned out that when I was younger, I'd made some mistakes. And I'd spent too much time in jacuzzis, and what had happened was that I had accidentally hard-boiled my eggs. So sad. And Martin and I discussed surrogacy. I went to a doctor, and he explained the procedure very thoroughly. He said, what I'm gonna have to do here is take the eggs out of a young girl and fertilize them with your husband's sperm. And Martin said, wait a second, why do you have to take the eggs out? So we adopted. Yes, we did. And I used to worry about being an older mother, but you know what? You can share things with your child that you can't share when you're younger. I remember that very special day when we both lost some teeth at the same time. And that very first picture she drew of me, I said, Molly, I love it. It's so special. Maybe next time you could draw Mommy's breast just a little higher. That'd be nice. There are other reasons it's good to be an older mother. Molly said, Mommy, when did you get your ears pierced? And I said, when I was 13. And she said, well, I want to get my ears pierced when I'm 12 because I want to do everything 1 year younger than you. I said, okay. She said, when did you get your first cell phone? I said, when I was 47. And now she doesn't need a mother because she has a phone. And Siri, who lives in the phone, is very smart, much smarter than her mother. I'm not too fond of Siri. Let me tell you what Siri did to me. The first thing Molly did was ask Siri who is Rita Rudner. And Siri said, Rita Rudner is a comedian who was born September 17th, 19. I said, turn Siri off now. But she didn't, and Siri kept talking. And Siri said, Rita Rudner was born September 17th, 1953. And I'll wait while you all do the math. Raise your hand when you have the answer. Yes. And I had been lying to Molly and to the country. And USA Today didn't find out, and Entertainment Tonight didn't find out, but Siri knows people. And Molly remembered, and Molly said, Mommy, you said you were born in 1955, and Siri said you were born in 1953. And I said, well, I guess I'm gonna have to tell you the truth, but please keep it to yourself, because not many people know this, but Siri has a drinking problem. Another reason it's good to be an older mother is I watch my friends make mistakes. I don't make them. They take their kids to Disneyland. When they're 2 and 3 years old, the kids don't remember it. I waited till Molly was 10, and she said, Mommy, will you take me to Disneyland? And I said, I took you, you didn't like it. And now they're learning about the world in school. She asked me about terrorists, and oh gosh. I said, all I know about terrorists is they know they're doing something wrong. Otherwise, they wouldn't cover their faces while they were doing it. When men do something they're proud of, they very rarely want to remain incognito. Here's something I've never seen. Touchdown. Can I tell you something about that joke? Okay, here's the backstory to the joke. I used to do it about the KKK, but then they marched in Charlottesville, and they took off their sheets. Not only did they disgrace America, they ruined my joke. And they said we took our sheets off because we wanted everyone to see we're not scary, we're good-looking people. And I had a look at the footage, and maybe they should put the sheets back on. And I have to tell you, I'm a little obsessed with the sheets. And I was wondering if wealthy white supremacists wear sheets with a higher thread count. Just wondering. Do lazy white supremacists wear the no iron? And in the winter, do they put blankets over their sheets? These are things I need to know. And I don't do a lot of politics in my act, but if we can't stand up against white supremacy and anti-Semitism, who are we? And who am I? However, hatred is another story, because I've hated. I've hated. I hated my neighbor, not because of race or skin color, he was just a creep. And he was inconsiderate, and he used to have pool parties till 3 a.m. in my pool. And my dad hated too, but he kept his hatred confined to our family. My dad hated his sister and didn't talk to her for about 40 years, and my dad wasn't well, and I knew he was gonna pass away. And I said, "Why do you hate Aunt Sylvie?" And you know what he said? "I can't remember." Yeah, so before he died, I got them together and they were able to talk, and I was so happy that I did, because before my dad died, he was able to remember why he hated her. But there are difficult conversations you have to have in your life. Oh, wait till I tell you, I'm watching the Animal Planet with Molly. You think you can watch the Animal Planet with your child? Oh no, all of a sudden, a commercial comes on for, wait till you hear, catheters. Molly's 11 years old. "Mommy, what's a catheter?" And I wanted to say, "Why don't you ask Siri? Siri knows everything," but I didn't. I said, "It's my job, I'm her mother." And I said, "Molly, sometimes when people get older, they didn't come out, but I tried again. And I said, "Molly, sometimes after an operation, you seem to Oh, it was so difficult. But finally, I said, "You know, Molly, a catheter is a thermometer for cats." Best I could do. But boy, the world is changing fast, isn't it? I'm trying to stay relevant. I'm changing my name to Lady Haha. And I'm not sure if you can tell by just looking at me, but I've Ubered. Yes, I have Ubered. It wasn't easy for me to Uber. All my life, my parents said, "Never get into a car with a stranger." Now what I do is I wait on a dark street corner for a sketcy car to pull up, driven by a total stranger, and I get in, and I tell them where I live. And appliances are getting so intuitive. I tell you what happened. I was in an airport, and I went into the ladies' room, and I went into one of those stalls, and I closed the door behind me, and you know what happened? The toilet flushed. And just for a second, I thought, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I already went. And did you know that robots are gonna replace pets soon? I know that's gonna be such a difficult conversation. How am I gonna tell my dog she's out of a job? And why do I have to follow everything? I was in a drugstore, I saw a little box of X-Lax. It said, "Follow me on Twitter." I know where it's going. I don't want to follow it. And you can't just buy things anymore. People want so much information. I bought a frying pan. The sales lady said, "Name, address, phone number, zip code, email." I said, "Can I ask you something?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Are you planning to stay in touch with this pan?" She said, "No, but you can follow it on Twitter." I don't want... Why didn't anyone tell me I was gonna have to memorize so many passwords in my life? Oh, are you feeling my pain? Because I feel yours. I tried so hard, and I got locked out of my own bank account because I tried to reset the password, and I couldn't remember my mother's maiden name, and then I did it wrong, and then it was gonna be 4 days before they'd allow me. So finally, I had no choice. I had to hire a hacker. But now they have 1Password. It's a new app, And you just have to remember one password, and you put all your passwords underneath that one password, so I did that. And I forgot that one password, and... But there are all these new websites, too. Findyourfamily.com, that's a new website. Is there anyone here who thinks what they need in their lives is more relatives? And I did try that one where you find your ancestors, and I'm not sure how valid it is, but I did the thing, you spit in the envelope and you send it in, and the results were kind of interesting. You know what? It turns out my great-great-grandfather is SpongeBob SquarePants. Who knows? And I recently had a death in my family. My phone died. And that's your best friend. Your phone is your best friend now. And it just went dead. And, you know, everyone says, turn it off and on again. And so I said, I can't do that. So I called the hotline, and then 20 minutes later, I talked to someone in India who said, Deb, you turned it off and on, you know? And I said, well, it's already off, so I can't turn it off. And if I could turn it on, I wouldn't be having this conversation. So I made a Genius appointment at the Genius store with one of the Genius people. And I guess all the geniuses were in Genius school that day, because I got a teenager with blue hair and a ripped t-shirt. But he was a teenager and he was a genius, and that's why he didn't say turn it off and on again. He looked at it and said, oh, your phone's dead. And he went on and he said, oh, sometimes it happens. That's what he said. Then he asked me, did you back it up on the cloud? And I said, no. And he said, well, why not? And I said, because I'm 64 and I have no idea what you're talking about. He said, well, you should have backed it up on the cloud. I said, stop saying cloud. And he said, but the cloud. I said, okay, now get your mother on the phone. I guess he was a genius, because I walked in, I wanted him to fix my phone, and I ended up spending $800. And I hate not getting a bargain, because this is the time in the world where you can get such good deals. You go on eBay. You know what I got? Oh, I got the best deal on a pair of Eclipse glasses the day after the eclipse. And Costco, great deals. And you can get anything at Costco. I got my flu shot at Costco. Had to get 32 of them. Everything. They don't stop. You know what they have now? They have Costco coffins. You've seen them, but you have to assemble them. And I was thinking, boy, your timing would have to be perfect, wouldn't it? Whenever I leave a store lately, they always ask me the same question. Did you find everything okay? I always want to say, why, have you been hiding stuff? It used to be relaxing to walk in a mall, but no more because of the kiosks in the middle. The people are getting so aggressive. They used to first say, excuse me, then they started handing samples. I don't know if you've been recently, but now they're using tuna nets. And... But I was walking around the mall, and you know what? I think I have spotted a gap in the marketplace, because all the dresses and all the store windows are so short and tight. I have decided to open up my own store. I hope you will all join me in shopping in Forever 51. Oh, it's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna have long sleeve bathing suits. And all the size 12s are gonna be marked size 4. You know, shopping malls are everywhere now, even in airports. It's like they're not like malls. And I was walking at a layover in one of those airports, and you know what? There was a luggage store in the airport, and I was thinking, who buys luggage in an airport? That must be the ultimate procrastinator. Well, I got my clothes, getting ready to get on the plane. Okay, I guess I'll buy a suitcase. I can't save money. But money managers, they don't have very good track records. Some of my friends were talking. One of my friends said, I gave my money manager $10,000. He lost it all. And my next friend said, I gave my money manager $10,000 and he lost half of it. And my next friend said, he sounds good. What's his name? Everything. You know, it's getting real expensive. I've noticed restaurants. And oh my gosh, I can't order anything market price. Let me warn you, those lobsters have very high opinions of themselves. But Martin and I went to one of these celebrity chef restaurants for our anniversary. There was a Kobe beef steak on the menu. Wait till you hear this, for $150. I know, and Martin asked the waiter, why does the steak cost $150? And the waiter said, this meat comes from the happiest cows in the world. These cows have experienced absolutely no aggravation and no frustration in their entire lives. And Martin said, you mean to tell me that this steak cost $150 because it comes from an unmarried cow? Those fancy restaurants anyway, when they come around at the end of the meal with that crumb scraper, if that doesn't make you feel like a monkey at the zoo. But we're getting much kinder to our animals before we murder them. Really, look on the menus now. They had sustainable fish, grass-fed beef. I had some delicious tickle chicken. Because I'm not a good cook, but I keep trying, because women, we always keep trying. And I tried to make dinner for some friends, but people have very specific dietary needs these days, don't they? Turned out my friends were kosher vegetarians. I didn't know what to feed them. I just had a rabbi come over and bless some birdseed. That's all I could do. And dessert was tricky too. I had to ask myself the question, are vegetarians allowed to eat animal crackers? And here's another question. Am I the only one here who's starting to feel just a little bit sorry for gluten? Gluten is the most dangerous substance on the face of the earth. We shouldn't drop bombs on ISIS. We should drop gluten. My mother was a terrible cook, really. Even I knew you didn't put fabric softener in meatloaf. It was embarrassing. In school, when we traded lunches, I had to throw in an article of clothing. But she kept trying to, and before she died, you know what? She got a cookbook published, under fiction, but still. And my mom passed away. My mom passed away before my dad. My dad wanted to die first because he had something funny to write on his tombstone, and he was that kind of guy. He wanted to write, as usual, I'm waiting for my wife. And my dad almost died like a month later because he couldn't find anything to eat in the refrigerator. And then he got married again, and my stepmother started to feed him. And then you know what? She died too. I know, it wasn't, it was natural causes. It wasn't a Dateline mystery or anything. Have you seen that Dateline mystery? If the wife is dead, it's always the husband who did it. The big mystery to me is how they make that show last an hour. But time is marching on. I need glasses. I don't wear them, though. I find it much more interesting to see a shape and try and figure out what it is. I have to admit, I've petted a few fire hydrants. But as an older woman, I have a few complaints. Sometimes I feel ignored. I got an unsolicited phone call the other day. I usually hang up, but I stayed on the line because the voice on the other end said, we're looking for the opinion of women of all ages. I said, well, all ages. I'm in that demographic. They said, are you 18 to 29? I said, no. 29 to 39? I said, no. 39 to 49? I said, no. They hung up. But that's only in America. There are some countries where older women are worshipped. Only kidding. But it's difficult for older women to get on network television these days, too, unless you're doing an advertisement for either osteoporosis or incontinence. That being said, I do have an opportunity coming up next year. I'm not counting on it because it's still not for sure. I still have to figure out a way to get shingles. I blame advertisers because advertisers only want to appeal to people in their 20s. They think people over 50 have no money, and we do. It's just that we keep having to give it to people in their 20s. I know I talk about getting older, but let me tell you a good thing about getting older is I have vintage clothes and I'm the original owner. So this dress I originally wore in Comic Relief in 2006. Thank the Lord it stretches. And I don't have Spanx on either. Gaffer tape, yes. Tried duct tape, but it didn't hold. I don't give any of my clothes. I have my clothes carefully divided up into 3 groups. Clothes I can wear now. Clothes I might be able to wear again at some point. And clothes I'm never, ever gonna be able to wear again, even if someone cuts me in half. I have a pair of jeans, I'm telling you, the Israelis and Palestinians have a better chance of getting together than this zipper. I won't give up. There's always a chance I could get shingles and lose a few pounds. Because women were always trying to get into better shape, but I have friends now who are having operations. Not a good idea. One of my friends had that balloon put in her stomach, but you know what happened? She sneezed and it came undone and she flew around the room. Even the supplements are dangerous. One of my friends took one of those supplements you see on TV, guaranteed she would lose 5 inches. She got shorter. Women, we like to exercise, but we like to exercise and talk. I have 2 friends, they like to jog and talk, they biked and talked, swam and drowned. I mean, even my great-great-grandmother used to take yoga, always bragging about how limber she was. I could touch the back of my knee to my nose. No, she had a fake leg, that didn't count. Come on. So I have given this subject a lot of thought, and I have decided that as an older woman, I do not want to be in really good shape, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't want to be one of those women who looks great from the back and then turns around and frightens people. I think the back should match the front. That's what I think. And you know what I love now? Compliments. Compliments make me so happy. And I find as time goes by, I'm less picky about compliments. The other day, I was giving blood and the technician said, "Nice veins," and I said, "Allow me to take you to dinner." Thank you. Some compliments are kind of underhanded. I was trying a dress on in a store and a saleswoman said to me, "That's a very forgiving dress." I know. I said, "Then you'll forgive me if I don't buy it from you. Thank you so much." When I was younger, I was insulted by compliments. I'd be walking down the street in Manhattan and a construction worker would yell out, "Yo, mama, bring it over here." And I'd think to myself, well, you animal. Treated me like a piece of meat. The other day I was walking down the street and a man who'd recently regained consciousness rolled out from under a bench and vomit dribbled down his chin. And he opened up his crusty, pussy, bloodshot eyes. And he said, "You know, you're a good-looking woman." And I said, "And you, sir, are a fine gentleman with excellent taste. Thank you so much." My husband gave me a very nice compliment the other day. He said, you know, you've gained weight, but it's not all in one place. It's kind of even. I don't care what he says. He loves me. I know he loves me. We've been married for 30 years. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. People ask me, how do you say married for 30 years? And I just say we've been very, very lucky in that no other people have found either one of us the least bit attractive. We've been together so long, we don't even have to talk anymore. We know what the other person is thinking. It's scary, we're on the same wavelength. Sometimes I'll be lying in bed and he'll just roll over and whisper in my ear, "You're wrong." I think honesty is very important in a relationship. I think it must be avoided. And I'm honest, I just wait till the right time. I wait till he says, I broke a dish, and then I say, I scratched the car. I lost my wallet. I kicked your mother. Because my mother-in-law is a cranky woman. She is, and she has arthritis, and she won't take any pain pills because she doesn't want to become addicted. She's 90. What's the worst thing that could happen? For the last 10 years of her life, she'll be in a good mood. But you try to help people. We bought her one of those walk-in bathtubs, but she keeps filling it up and then opening the door. So Martin and I have gotten along much better since the GPS system was invented, so we don't fight as much in the car. Well, the first GPS lady, we had to get rid of her because she sounded like his mother, and they'd pull over and argue for hours, but I remember the first time we got in that car and we were going to San Diego. He just programmed it in and everything was going great till we changed our minds. We were going to San Diego, we changed our minds, we decided to go to Los Angeles. And we didn't know how to tell the car. We finally had to go to San Diego just to shut her up. And of course, he bought the car with the self-parking system. I said, we don't need it. Well, we needed it the other day. We were parking, a policeman came over and said, that's a no parking zone. And Martin said, nothing to do with me. This is where the car wants to park. Because cars are almost human these days. They tell you everything they're feeling. A yellow light comes on if the tires need air. A red light comes on if it needs cooler. The other day we were driving along, a purple light came on. And I looked it up and it turned out the car was just feeling vulnerable. My car was in the shop and I had to drive Martin's car, and you know what happened? I bumped into a pole on the passenger side. And I didn't tell him because he never goes over to that side. And one day he went over to that side and he got furious. And I said, there's no use getting angry now. This happened 6 months ago. So I finally got a new car because you know what I wanted? I wanted a keyless ignition. Because don't you hate looking for that key? I just said, I deserve a keyless ignition. So I got a car with a keyless ignition. I was driving it home. I decided to stop at Starbucks to get a $9 cup of coffee. And I wanted to test my keyless ignition. And I came out and I held my coffee because I knew I didn't have to go in my handbag. And I would just pull the handle and it didn't work. No. And I said, maybe I'm aiming it wrong. And I turned and I put nothing. And finally a guy came out and told me what I was doing wrong. I felt so dumb. He said, that's my car. Now we have a regular car, because, you know, when young guys like the fast cars. So our first car was an ambulance. And it's a good thing. Well, everyone's a hypochondriac now because there's so many medicines being advertised on TV. And don't they sound good until they get to the side effects? And they say them so quickly in such an even tone, I'm not even sure what I heard. You'll have your hair forever. May cause your ass to bleed in public. I had a blood test recently. It turns out I have high cholesterol. Luckily, It's balanced out by low self-esteem. So I've been taking Lostima. And I also have too much vitamin D. I'm taking Hydema. But if you take Hydema with Lostima, it may cause your ass to bleed in public. And my favorite new advertisement for a drug on TV is that one for the antidepressant that causes you to commit suicide. Have you seen that one? I think this drug might have left the laboratory a little bit too early. And Ambien, that sleeping pill, studies have shown people have walked in their sleep, talked in their sleep, cooked in their sleep, and cleaned in their sleep. I am gonna take that sleeping pill. I need to get more done. So many drug ads, I'm beginning to think there are things wrong with me that I've been previously unaware of. I saw an ad for female Viagra. I didn't know there was anything on me that should be standing up. See any more ads for Cialis till they explain why couples must use separate bathtubs. Does that make any sense to you? Once they drag the tubs up to the top of the mountain, aren't they too tired to have sex? And sex after 60 can be quite challenging. Between my bad back and his bad knees, it hurts and feels good at the same time. That's not to say we're not highly experimental, because we are. This year, yes. This year, we're going to attempt to achieve simultaneous colonoscopies. And last week, we did have a surprise sexual encounter. It was so exciting. It was at 2 a.m. when we bumped into each other on the way to the bathroom. But things change. The meaning of words change. Getting lucky changes. In your 20s, getting lucky, meeting someone you're attracted to. In your 40s, getting lucky, finding a parking space. In your 60s, getting lucky, threading a needle. Good in bed, the meaning of that changes too. You know what? My husband is fantastic in bed. He stays very, very still, and he doesn't snore. There's so many things I love about men. I love your self-confidence. When Martin and I play golf, I love how far he thinks he's going to hit the ball. We'll be standing on the tee, and I'll say, why don't you swing? He'll say, I don't want to hit that thing. It's the sun. He just loves watching sports. He'll watch any sport. He even watches poker on television. Have you ever seen poker on TV? To me, it always looks like lunchtime at a methadone clinic. And of course, baseball. But I can watch baseball. I just have to be in the right frame of mind. I have to be asleep. He even watches golf on television. That's not the most exciting sport to watch on TV. Did you know that if you tape golf and then you play it back in slow motion, there's no difference? Did you know that? Men and women, we enjoy different things. Women, we love to talk. You know who we tell? We tell our hairdressers everything. They know everything about us, don't they? And you know what? We don't even know their last names. My husband reveals nothing about himself. Martin went to his barber, has medium-length brownish gray hair, came home with a shaved head. I said, what happened to you? He said, oh, my barber thought I was someone else. I said, why didn't you tell him who you were? He said, because I didn't feel it was any of his business, okay? Men and women react differently to situations. If a woman sees a mess, she cleans it up. If a man sees a mess, he announces it. Rita, the dog just threw up at the top of the stairs. Okay, I'll be there in a second. Try not to do anything about it. Men and women, we have different beliefs. Martin believes in the sink fairy. He thinks if you put a dirty dish in the sink fairy washes it. I said, did you ever notice that whenever I leave, So does the sink fairy? He said, yes, why do you take the sink fairy with you? Men and women, we say different things. Here's something you never hear a man say. I feel bloated. Here's something you never hear a woman say. Hit me in the stomach. Here's something you'll never hear two women say to each other when they accidentally meet on the street. Asshole. Here's something you'll never hear two men say to each other after a business lunch. I'm going to the bathroom, wanna come? Well, I'd like to thank you so much for coming here tonight. And first of all, I want to say how much I love this set. And sometimes you just get lucky. Right across the street, they were having a sale on chandeliers. So. You had a wonderful time, because I know I did, and you guys make me so happy. And I always tell my daughter, if there's one thing I would love for her, is that she finds something that she really, really has a passion for and wants to do every single day, because that's what I found. And I couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you so much for letting me do it for you. But sometimes I have to tell you, you have to get used to the fact that fame is fleeting. This is what happened to Martin and I the other day. We were going to one of those fancy restaurants in Los Angeles, but we went early because we figured we could just slip in, and it was 5 o'clock. And I went to the lady standing at the half a podium wearing half a dress, and I said, could we just slip in quickly for dinner? And she looked down at her little podium and went like this, and I don't know, maybe she was doing her homework. I didn't know what she was doing. And she said, I can see you at about 10:30. I said, get your mother on the phone. I said, what about all these tables that are empty? She said, I'm sorry, they have reservations. And you know what I did? I said something I never thought I'd say in my whole life. You know what I said? What? Do you know who I am? And she said, yes, you were a juror on Law and Order. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you all. Good night.
Seems strange to have this history. These photos we collect, so nothing is a mystery, and everything is kept. And as we move through birthdays, it seems to me peculiar. Parent paparazzi, screen saved on the computer, and the little girl we're watching in this house here by the sea no longer here is lodging. Instead of her, it's me. Hello, little one, crying over ice cream. Hello, little one, lost in yesterday dreams, playing balloon with daddy, laughing in the bed. Hello, little one, look at me. I'm what lies ahead. Was it better in the old days when we weren't so memory waiting? Was it better using old ways when we weren't obsessed with saving? Hello, little one, crying over ice cream. Hello, little one, lost in yesterday dreams. Playing balloon with daddy, laughing in the bed. Hello, little one, look at me. I'm what lies ahead. And in years to come, perhaps there'll be another. Hello, little one, I guess that I'm your mother. Playing balloon with daddy, laughing in the bed.